Boys, how you doing?
Lovely.
Lovely.
Good, man. How you guys?
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know what? What's the weather like there? What's going on? What's happening?
Nice. Like surprisingly nice.
Yeah, I think we had a nicer weekend here than you did by about 10 degrees because I had to just check for myself. We did. So that was incredible. It's dark. That I don't like.
It's real
That
dark.
it's dark, but it's comfortable fall right now.
If
Okay.
you want to know why it looks like I'm in a cave, it's because that's how dark it is outside. We're struggling with light in the studio because it used to be natural light, but then they changed the clocks because apparently people still care about farmers, and here we are.
Yeah, and it's super rainy here. It's rainy all week long. Like it's absolutely terrible. And don't do that. We have issues too. All right, listen. We have problems too, and it's raining here all week. But the reason I'm bringing this up is because people talk about daylight savings a lot and how it affects them. And daylight savings doesn't affect me. It's the weather that comes after daylight savings. Because I feel like everything goes to shit once we get to daylight savings, and I'm just counting down until March whatever to get done with this. Does daylight savings bother you?
You know what? It bothers me more now that I'm a parent, I think.
Okay.
Because like this is actually the first time going through the adjustment to the clocks changing with a kid who is, my oldest is 2, and so she's like very much in the routine of going to sleep. And then once the clocks change, like we've had some ups and downs. Before that, I don't know that it really affected me all that much. It was never nice, like driving home from work. You leave work and it's already dark out. I never liked that, but not too big of a deal.
Yeah, I mean, we need to just get away with falling back. I think that's what a lot of people in states and stuff like that want, right? Just stay daylight savings time. But I guess it's just like, it just comes with the time, right? It's getting colder. Days are getting shorter. Just like used to, just like seasonal depression. That's right on schedule. Nothing to be surprised by. But that's what bothers me the most is driving home and getting home from work, and it feels like it's 8:30, and it's not even 6 o'clock. That's what bothers me the most. Is there's like the motivation goes down for anything goes down drastically once the sun goes down.
Yeah, that is true. Because the kid thing, I don't know. The kid thing has never bothered us because my kids sleep a lot. They're insanely good sleepers. My doctor tells me I'm not supposed to tell people that, but they sleep really well. So basically they just get up an hour earlier, but like, I don't know, then they'll go back to it. So it's been fine. But yeah, I guess, but yeah, the weather. I know that's a different thing because it has nothing to do with daylight savings. The weather has nothing to do with that. But to me, it does. And I think it just goes into why I hate fall and why I hate winter and why I only like one season. And that's summer, spring, and mostly summer.
Yeah. I think we're about to get a rude kick in the ass this weekend about like, hey, you had your nice weekend last weekend. Oh, I hope you enjoyed it. That's what's coming. So ask us next week. It'll be a different answer.
Welcome to the Brunch Breakdown. It's Didi out here in Los Angeles. Chris and Dan are in Pittsburgh. Chris is in like a hostage bunker, it looks like. Somebody's getting ready to put like a bag over your head.
Yeah.
It's saying,
you will do the podcast this week.
It is looking funny, dude. Get a lamp. Come on.
I have one. Before you hopped on, me and Dan were like, okay, is this lighting good? Is this lighting good? Is this lighting good? And this is
tough.
Quite literally the best I could work out. So it might be like this for the next few months, guys. So get used to it. Chris's cave. This will be recording studio number 12.
Chris is the only person with a man cave that is actually a cave. There's no lights.
Right.
There's no TV. There's literally nothing in it. It's just him, a man is in that cave.
Man in a cave. Look at my man cave.
Well, today on the show, we've got an awesome draft that we're going to do. We're going to draft smells, the top best and the worst smells of all time. And I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say. The Powerball is at $2.3 billion. And we're going to talk about that because it's at $2.3 freaking billion. And we all have a shot if we play. And music, beer, and we're going to do a lot of different things. Dan, let everybody know where they can find the Brunch Breakdown.
Absolutely. I would love to. Where can you find it? Where can you find the Brunch Breakdown? Anywhere, people. Anywhere you can listen to podcasts, you can find the Brunch Breakdown. Simply search Brunch Breakdown. New episodes come out every Wednesday. Make sure you're following or subscribing to whatever source you use so those episodes can come to you first thing Wednesday morning. Take them on the go whenever you're ready to listen. Full video episodes also available every Wednesday. Those appear on our YouTube page or our Facebook page, both at the same time, premiering at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, and available on demand anytime you want to watch it on either of those channels. Of course, we're everywhere on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Triller, TikTok. Find us there at Brunch Breakdown. Follow us, follow you back. Let's be friends. And of course, the sounds of brunch. We give you what we're listening to each and every week, so you will get last week plus this week's jams and a beautiful, beautiful Sounds of Brunch playlist that goes live, gets updated live on Spotify every Friday for your weekend jam session. So check it out.
Love it. Well, let's get random topics off our chest. And Chris, it has been a minute. Get it off your chest, sir.
Great. I will. Thank you for the opportunity to go first here. I was a little bummed that I missed last week's episode to talk about how we could make the election season better, because boy, oh boy, do I have some thoughts. But since we're recording on election day itself, I just want to say that today, I'm not going to say it's the worst, but it's definitely up there in terms of top worst days to be on the internet. And I can't wait till tomorrow. Tomorrow is one of the best days to watch television because there will be no more ads that make you want to throw your TV out the window. I don't know what it's like in every state. And I'm not about to go into some political rant about the candidates here in Pennsylvania, but I would just tell you that boy, oh boy, it's not great. Okay. And I don't talk to a lot of people about politics, but like sometimes people bring it up to me and what else am I supposed to do? Okay. I'll listen to you. And all I've heard from people is like, this is not good. This is not good, whichever way you go. So it sucks. The ads have been terrible. People online have been terrible. And like today in particular, we go through this every year where like you don't need to, if people were going to vote today, they're going to vote today. People are not going to see your post on Facebook and decide like, I guess I'll show up to the polls. You don't need to, I've just developed this unbelievable hate for people that post the picture with the sticker that says I voted and then some like passionate plea to tell you to vote too. Everybody's already made up their mind that who they're going to vote for, whether or not they're going to go show up and vote. You're just posting a picture online to like try and prove to people how good you are as a citizen in the United States of America. And I just don't give a shit. So I hate this. I hate everything. I seriously considered just writing my dad in for every position that was available because he's the only person that I think is trustworthy. I hate everything about this, and I can't wait until tomorrow when it's done. That's all.
Oh man, dude, if Dr. Oz is on your ballot, that's wild.
But look around the country.
You get an extra bedroom, dude. Hope you get an extra bedroom, Didi.
Look around the country right now. Like that's weird, right? But like we just had a reality show star as our president. There are like former athletes winning elections all over the United States because you swung a baseball bat really good, so you should run like a state or be in the Senate. Like the criteria and the candidates are just mind-boggling to me. I hate all of it. I hate all of it. I absolutely hate all of it. Voting for me, everybody's different. Voting for me this year, and I did vote, was one of the all-time like downtrodden, depressing experiences that I've ever had. I absolutely hate it. I hate it so much.
And the worst thing might be that it's probably not going to be over tomorrow in a state like Pennsylvania. It's probably going to drag out till like Friday. So the ads might be over, but the coverage will be inflated nonstop. It's in a world where we should be able to count things a lot quicker. Somehow they managed to slow that process down. So what a week it's going to be.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to get this off my chest because I'm going to piggyback off of what Chris was saying. It's election day, so I should have said this last week, but I didn't realize it until this week. I work with a lot of younger people. I work with a lot of Gen Z, and I didn't realize until recently just how bad social media has made them think of voting. And it's all because of social media. It has made them just honestly want to like turn it away and be like, I don't need to vote. I don't care about this person. I don't care about these people. Everything is annoying. And I'm like, you know what? I get it. We didn't really have social media taking over our lives until we were in our 20s, right? So like that's when everything kind of got that annoying to us. And honestly, it probably didn't get annoying politically until like 2014 or something like that, right? And when the great parent migration of social media happened. But like, I didn't realize this. And so I'm talking to these people. I'm like, oh, did you guys vote? And they're like, yeah, I don't vote. I don't care about this person. Here's the thing, guys. For anybody who's like, I don't want to vote. Forget the people. Who cares about the people? All right. Some of the people you can care about, but if you don't care about the people, that's fine. There are so many other things on your ballot in your city and your state that you can care about. Abortion rights are on the ballot. You're telling me you don't want to vote for that? Like sports gambling is on the ballot here in California. And also in my part of Los Angeles where I live, on the ballot, it is literally yes or no. Do you want more funding going to music education? That is the reason why you have to go to the polls. Because for so many people who are like, oh man, there's no shop in schools or there's no music in schools, it's because the people who went to the polls were in their 60s and they don't have kids anymore. And they're like, I don't want my tax dollars going to this shit. So they write no. And then all of a sudden you're like, where did it go? Why aren't they doing this in the schools? That's why. So like, this is the reason you have to go vote. And I think we need to, as people, become more aware that like there's an entire generation of people who don't want to vote because they were completely washed out from the whole Trump, Hillary, Trump, Biden, and all these other things that are going on with celebrities running in different states that they're not even in, and they're just sick of seeing it all. So like, I think people need to realize that like a whole generation is like, I don't want to vote at all when they can be completely changing their whole cities and their towns or their states by voting for stuff that has nothing to do with people. It's literally like, yo, hundreds of thousands of dollars or millions of dollars are going to this one thing if you just say yes. And more people need to, I feel like, focus on that.
Great point. Yeah, because you're right. Nobody that you don't see the ads on TV for those things.
No.
Right. And on social media, you don't see that stuff that ends up being probably the most important for some people. Like you said, regardless of people don't care about certain candidates one way or the other, but just go fill that out. Get that done.
Did you know that there used to be like, Dan, were you the one that told me this? There used to be like a salary cap essentially on how much you could spend for political ads. Were we talking about this at the tailgate? Like we need to go back to that, because that's the problem. It's like when these campaigns have so much money that they can just pump into their advertising campaigns, they're going to hammer home like 2 to 3 messages over and over and over again. And then the stuff Dee just mentioned gets totally missed. And I think we would all agree that any sport with a salary cap is better than baseball. So like, let's do that for politics.
Yeah. A very avid listener of the program, Tyler Malone, pointed out that Citizens United a few years ago kind of just like completely opened up the door to spending as much as you want, as much as you can, and salary cap. Bring back the salary cap. Everybody wins with the salary cap.
The race for the mayor of Los Angeles, one of the candidates has spent $100 million on advertising. That is the mayor of the city of Los Angeles, not the president of the country, the city of Los Angeles. That's not Malibu. That's not Calabasas. That's not any of the surrounding places. That's just here. It is the most frustrating thing in the world. like $100 million on the mayor of this here place. Like, it's wild. Like, wild.
Wow. Well, gentlemen, I'm going to take this in a completely other direction.
Please.
The left turn of all left turns. Let's talk about sloppy joes. Okay. I'm serious.
This is why I'm here. This is why I'm here. This is why I rush out of my car and get here every day, every Tuesday to do the brunch breakdown. This is why.
Yeah. Let's talk. It's time to reinvent the sloppy Joe. Okay. I get that the word sloppy is in the title, but that doesn't mean it just has to be so, right? It doesn't have to be sloppy. Gentlemen, I've discovered that the proper vessel for a sloppy Joe is not the sandwich bun. It is a hot dog bun or a sub bun. That's the proper vessel for a sloppy Joe. This way, you can still pile up the meat, but you don't have to risk it spilling out in literally every direction. You don't have to seal the perimeter when you're eating it on a hot dog bun or a sub bun. Just seal that back end and you're good to go. And you don't have to worry about this thing spilling out everywhere. Much easier and much less messy than a normal sandwich bun. Okay? Because you see some people that really load that thing up and then all of a sudden it's just spilling out everywhere because it's a sloppy Joe. But you do it on the hot dog bun. That's your vessel. Much less messy. And just generally, I don't think we use hot dog buns or sub buns enough as it is, aside from just hot dogs and sausages. I think we're overlooking this vessel for food, and I'm starting the movement. It's time sloppy joes belong on hot dog buns.
So I don't like how you started this off, like stating it in a way that like almost like you did research on, like you did like some randomized controlled trial and determined that this is the one way to do. So I'm going to guess you just like tried it and just changed your mind.
We were having sloppy joes on sandwich buns, and as a veteran of sloppy joes, I know you can't overload it. You can't do it because of that issue. You're better off going like light to medium and just having like 2 or 3 rather than one big one that the half of it ends up on your plate. I saw my wife overloading hers up. I'm like, that's going to end up on the plate in your face. And so I'm like, are we wasting bread? What are we doing here? And made me realize right then and there, there's a better way to do this. And it's just 3 feet down on the bread aisle. That's how I came to conclusion.
This is the dumbest thing that's ever been on Get It Off My Chest. It almost makes me want to end this segment altogether because this is so dumb. It is called a sloppy. It is called a sloppy Joe.
Sloppy? Well, where do you think you got the name? They didn't name it first. They didn't name it that first.
It is called a sloppy Joe because it comes out of the bun and it's sloppy. And then you eat it off your plate. It's sloppy. It's called a sloppy Joe. That's it.
Because of that, though, they doesn't name it first, and they're like, "Oh, this is conveniently sloppy."
Dan,
if it didn't have that name, you wouldn't be so passionate.
I'm gonna determine something right now, and having the sloppy Joe meat in a hot dog bun is called a sloppy Dan because this is a sloppy idea.
Let's do it. Change it up. Sloppy Dan, but it won't be sloppy. That's the point.
Yeah. So it's just a Dan.
It's just a Dan.
It's just a Dan.
It's called a sloppy Joe because it's sloppy. That's why it's called a sloppy Joe. Because it's sloppy. Otherwise, it's a whole different thing. So what you're saying right there is like, you're like, I'm going to put it in a hot dog bun and I'm just going to be able to eat it and I'm not going to have to use any napkins or anything. It's not going to fall on my plate. It's not a sloppy Joe. It's not sloppy. It's just meat in a hot dog bun. That's it.
Yes. It's much cleaner. Loose meat. It's much more appropriate. It's easier.
It's loose meat in a hot dog bun. That's what
the way it should be. It doesn't have to be sloppy.
God.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
It was fun doing this segment, guys.
Yeah, it was fun. Also, Shannon, such a more superior person than you. This is like the second time I've mentioned this.
Well, that's not a debate. That's not the debate here.
Never
That's not the
change,
debate here.
Shannon. Never change.
Yeah, like,
That's
you
not
keep
the debate.
eating. You keep eating your sandwiches how you want to eat them.
God.
Like, you can't eat sloppy joes out in public. That's why they're not on menus, because you look like an animal eating them. They're not on menus. Think about it. You put that thing in a hot dog bun. Okay, I can feel appropriate eating this at a restaurant because I'm not gonna be like, wow, 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 I'm Mr. Sloppy. Look at Sloppy Jane over there getting her dinner all over her lap. Put that in a hot dog bun. Put it on menus. Have it at picnics. Just saying. Just looking out for society. Put it on the ballot.
I didn't think.
Do you vote to rename Sloppy Joes as such?
See, that's the reason you go to the polls to write.
Right. There's more debate about Sloppy Joes. There's more debate about Sloppy Joes on this podcast than the actual politics. So I feel like we're on brand. We're off to a good start.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
We do.
Can we
That's why
talk
we're here.
about can we talk about beer now or alcohol or whatever? Anything.
Would love
just
to.
get this off. Just my
My
God.
chest. I
Chris,
did.
what are you
Yeah.
sipping on, sir?
Well, I have a beer from when we were at Sloppy Dan's bachelor party.
Hey.
This one is from Charleston. I miss you. It's called Like Tears in Rain. And when I think about Charleston, and that I'm not there, I feel like I'm having some tears and just in, like a rainy, cloudy, dreary day because I wish we could go back. But
Yes.
it's delightful. That's what I'm having.
Word.
Oh,
Speaking
Edmonds
of-
Oast Brewing, by
Yeah.
the way, is the brewery. Yeah.
That was what I was going to say. We're missing something right there. Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, guys, not beer this week, but is alcohol, but I'm not drinking it because it's actual alcohol. But here's the thing, guys. I really, really like these like pre-mixed cocktails that people are doing a ton of right now, where literally you just pour it in over ice, put your own shit in it, figure it out. Well, here's another one that I enjoy. On the Rocks jalapeno pineapple margarita, guys. This is fire. It is super good. And you would think, because I took a chance because it was on sale, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to give it a chance at the old Bevmo. But, and I was like, I don't know if it's going to be good. It's amazing. Super good. Put my own salt in there. Put my own little things in there. And then it is perfect. I love these things because they just like, I don't know. It makes it so much easier than like spending like, I don't know, 10 minutes trying to like make this drink or whatever when it's already there. So shouts to all the people who are making these ready-made cocktails. I love you. And that's what I'm not sipping on this week, but I will be sipping on later.
I'm glad to hear that it's good because I feel like a margarita is so easy to just be lazy on and use like a margarita mix or whatever and just taste like garbage. You got to use real stuff. So it makes me nervous when it's pre-mixed, but I'm glad to hear. I know you know what a good margarita tastes like. So this is encouraging for that community. Very good. Very good.
And the thing is, they've been making these for years, but shitty. So like, there's still the Jose Cuervo ones that you can buy like a huge tank of that are like gross. But these ones are like actually in a bottle that makes you think, oh, someone actually took time and care with this. And it's really good. On the Rocks. Check it out. They're available everywhere.
There you go. I love it. I love it. We got a heavy hitter here today, boys. We got a heavy hitter here today. Like really heavy. 11.5.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
Just realized
Christ.
that. This is gonna be somebody sipping this all evening.
Dan, it's Tuesday.
Clocks change. Election day. We need to get 11.5. We need a little heavy here. Why is everything
11.5?
so heavy? So this is from 11th Hour Brewing Company in Pittsburgh. This is the Extreme Deep Field. It's a bourbon barrel aged breakfast stout because, of course, this is the brunch breakdown. Aged on coffee, chocolate, and dark cherry, and it is a beautiful blend. This is a series they do every once in a while, and it's home run every time. Beautiful blend. because you get a nice roastiness from the coffee, a little sweetness from that chocolate, and just the right amount of tart from that cherry, like real cherry, real legit stuff. And you need a brunch beer, the Extreme Deep Field, 11th hour. They don't mess around. They don't mess around. It's a beautiful thing, boys.
I want to see what that looks like.
It's pretty dark.
I need a glass. That's what I'm saying.
And you know what? It's like I can't even show you the. Well, first of all, trying to show you the top would be a disaster all over this computer. But if you could see, the top of the can is black too. So like looking into it, it's even kind of hard to tell because the entire top of the can is black. But a thick, dark. That's what I can tell you.
Wow.
Delicious.
Damn it. I'm really bummed that you don't have a glass, because I just want to see the sludge that is going to come out of that can.
Yeah, it's like it'd be pouring oil out of a can, basically.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Oh, boys. Well, that's Brews Day. Cheers.
Cheers, fellas.
Cheers.
All right. Well, let's get into the main menu. Gentlemen, the smells draft. Let's go. How are we picking this?
Right. So we're going to be drafting in 2 different categories today. We're going to be drafting your top 3 good smells, and then I suppose your bottom 3 worst smells. And I think we should do you guys want to go with good or bad first? What would you like to start off with?
Bad.
Bad?
He's ready for bad.
Let's do bad.
We'll start with bad first. I did a random order generator with our 3 names. The first pick in the draft, Steel City Dan. I have the second pick. Didi has pick number 3, and we can snake it again.
Cool.
So,
all right.
Dan, you are up with the number 1 pick in the bad smells draft.
Bad smells draft. This is so fascinating. This is going to go so many directions. Like, I don't even know where to begin. Like, coming up with this list earlier today was just, how disgusting do we really want to get? I'm going to take sulfur, number 1 overall pick. Sulfur. And if you know sulfur when you smell it, and it is rough. And I got a good whiff of it on our honeymoon when we went inside that volcano, and it's basically a sulfur mill, and it just constant, and it smells, if you don't know what sulfur smells like, it smells like rotten eggs. Basically, sulfur smells exactly like rotten eggs turned up. And I can't think of many worse smells on the planet than sulfur. So sulfur, number 1 overall pick, worst smell.
Right. Fair enough. That's pick number 1. I have pick number 2. And my first pick here is sweaty people.
I love it.
I do that. It makes me want to throw up just thinking about it. And it could be in so many different situations, but like, I don't even like the way I smell when I start getting sweaty. So you damn sure better believe I don't want to be around a bunch of other people who are smelly. Sweaty people, no thank you.
I like it.
It's a good pick. Can't ever go wrong with that.
Third pick, horse manure. Third pick, horse manure. There is nothing worse than horse manure, and it hits you at times of joy a lot. Sporting events, parades, all happy. Probably had a couple drinks. You're just living the life. Then all of a sudden, horse shit. That is 1000% my third pick / first pick of this draft.
Did you happen to see SMU, the Mustangs? They have a actual live Mustang that runs across the field. A couple of weeks ago, the Mustang ran across the field to lead the team onto the field and shat the entire way across the field. And so they had these like student managers that had to go all over the field and picking up this horse manure before they were actually able to start the football game.
Wow.
I'd imagine that's Dee Dee's worst life scenario, probably.
That is awful. That's just, oh my God. This next pick, something we all can relate to. Anyways, don't know if this is your worst smell, but it's definitely number 2 on my list. Festival Porta-John.
Oh,
And I don't care what kind of festival you go to. It could be your county fair. It could be your little community days, or it can be a music festival. Festival Porta-John. Worst smells.
that's
Also
terrible.
hits you in times of joy.
And it's just like a complete mystery, right? And like, even though you're walking into risky ground, it's usually never as bad as you're prepared for.
Oh, never.
Yeah. That's a good one. I'll actually somewhat piggyback off of that pick for my second pick, which is going to be the diaper pail in our garage. Once a week, we have to open this thing up to take out the trash. Guess who takes out the trash in this household? It's ya boy. And I like have a system to avoid smelling it as much as I possibly can, which involves a lot of breath holding and running. It is awful. It's probably the worst part of my week. So diaper pail in my garage. Could just be any diaper pail, really, but it's not good.
That's tough. What kind of diaper pail do you have?
Couldn't tell you, but it doesn't work good enough.
Is it like, does it have a big tank? Because the key is the smaller ones. Because you have to rip the thing out you have to rip the thing out like every couple days. You have to.
I don't know if ours would be considered big or not. It lasts the whole week, so maybe it is big.
That's too big. That's too big. That's too big. That's too much. Nah, you need one that like put like 3 diapers in there, and then you can't really put any more. And you got to rip it out, throw it in the garbage. Yeah, you can't. No.
Yeah,
it's too big.
These are rough, man. These are rough. End of the second round, last pick of the second round for me. I'm gonna go with rotten meat, and I'll explain it a little bit clearer. So, as you both have diaper pails, we have something similar for whenever we cook with chicken or beef or pork or whatever it is. And the package it comes in does not go in our normal trash, because that sumbitch will stink up the whole house for the entire week. And so it goes into its own pail. And then at the end of the week, you got to put that into the car, and it is vomit worthy. It is close enough at times because it just sits there in 70-degree temperatures and just gets worse and worse. And this is just like the juices and like any leftover pieces. Maybe you cut off some of the fat off the chicken. So just all of that simmering in its own filth. And then the summer, it's really hot in that room. It gets worse. That smell, that's a hold your breath smell every Thursday night in the Knopp household. I'll tell you what. Anything
that sits and simmers is not typically very good.
Not good. Unless you're having a nice soup or something, but that's about it. That's about it. Oof, I'm getting nauseous thinking about it. Last one for me. My third pick.
God.
Beginning of the third round. I'm going to go with Target. And I mean the department store. For some reason, every Target in the country smells the same way. And it's this combination of burning plastic, popcorn, and lead paint. And I don't understand what it is. It's just so gross. It's so gross. And I enjoy Target. But they like maybe they do it to get you out of there because people just hang around in there all damn day. But that Target smell, we got to do something about that. That's number 3 for me.
I didn't see that one coming. That's
Yeah,
the
took it off
most
the
unique.
board for you, didn't I?
That's the most unique for sure.
Oh my god.
That's pretty good. Okay, my last one. I've got a few I'm debating here. I think I'm gonna go with this one because I experience it more nowadays. Like the smell of smoke when it's like into the fibers of your clothing.
Ooh, like campfire smoke after you've left the campfire.
Yes, sitting around a fire pit or something like
Yeah.
that. I have to shower after that and change my clothes because it just like that's a nauseating smell for me. I can't stand it.
Yeah, that's a weird one because you're enjoying it. It doesn't bother you when you're there and around the campfire, but when you're removed from that environment and you go like this and it's on your clothes, you can't even put those clothes in the hamper. They gotta because it's just gonna infect everything else. That's rough.
It's gonna sit and simmer.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm tied between two, but and maybe I'll have to use it because maybe you'll say that this would, but cigarette smoke.
Yeah.
Cigarette smoke. It is one of the worst things ever, and it's mainly because you never have to experience it anymore. Like back in the day, it was bad, but like it was everywhere. So like you just came home and you smelled like cigarette smoke. You went to somebody's house, they smelled like cigarette smoke. Now you don't really have that, but like when you do smell it, when I am around it, it is the worst thing in the world. I just cannot do it. My eyes water. I feel like it never ever gets out of my clothes. It's like you gotta wash stuff like 3 times to get it out.
Yep.
But cigarette smoke, man, that is just it gives me pain. Cigarette smoke.
That one's bad. That one's really bad.
Yeah. Well, worst smells. Should we go through the top 3 one more time?
Sure. Who had the
Go
first
for it.
pick? Dan had the first pick. So what were your 3?
My 3 were sulfur, spoiled meat, and Target.
Right. My Target's so funny. Mine are sweaty people, diaper pails, and smoke, the smell of smoke in your clothes.
Mine are horse manure, festival porta-johns, and cigarettes.
It's a solid list, boys. That is a solid list.
That's tough.
I feel like we could SEO an article really well if we wrote like the top 9 worst smells of all time.
Oh yeah. All
right, let's move on to
let's go.
the top 3 best smells. I just redid the order again. And so the number 1 pick is Dee Dee. Number 2 pick is Dan. I have the 3rd pick. So Dee Dee, lead us off with your number 1 best smell.
Best smell, homemade pie. At your house. Amazing smells. Apple pie to be exact. But honestly, I feel like it's any pie, even pies that I don't like, smell incredible and get me out of bed. That's it. Homemade pie.
Should have known. Pie guy would have gone pie. Should have known.
Yeah.
Should have known.
Cake doesn't smell.
It's true.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, thanks for taking Mitch Trubisky with the first overall pick because coffee, give it to me. Coffee all day. Best smell on the planet. Coffee, baby. Let's go. Love it. Love it. Taking coffee.
That's a good pick. That was on my list.
Good pick. Good pick.
All right. My number one smell is when you open up the spice cabinet.
Ooh, interesting. Interesting.
You know how there's like some spices and seasonings that smell really good, some that kind of hit you differently. You're like, I don't know about that. But then like for whatever reason, no matter what house you go into, when you open up the spice cabinet, there's something about that combination of smells. You don't want to smell it all the time, but when you got to reach in there and get one, you just get that one whiff of like every spice on earth. I find it delightful.
A little potpourri of spice.
That's
Okay.
right.
Okay.
Wow.
That is
okay.
that's an interesting one right
deep
there.
for a first round pick. I like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now for number 2, I'm actually worried that somebody might take this, so I think I'm gonna have it for my number 2. The first moment of walking into a pizza place.
Oh, damn you.
Oh, that's
right.
good. That's good.
You're right.
Yeah, I have vivid memories of like walking into Pizza Hut as a kid and just being like, this, why don't they make candles of this? Because it's so damn good. So that's my number 2 pick.
That's good.
I had
like
that. That was
one.
you're right. I was taking that. That was next.
I like
That was next
one.
for me. Ooh, reassess in the war room. Where we're gonna go. Pizza's off the board. Pizza's off the board. Ooh boy. Give me chocolate. Give me chocolate.
Oh.
There's just something about it. It's a lovely scent. It's a lovely smell. Chocolate. A lot of chocolate this time of year in all the baked goods. You're right, because you're like, cake doesn't smell, but chocolate cake, because chocolate chip cookies, those just,
Yes.
that's what does it. That's what brings it home. So give me chocolate, number 2.
This one might be a little controversial because some people don't like this smell, but I love this smell. The new car smell.
Oh, interesting.
I
Because-
love that one, Dee. Katie
Love
hates
it.
it.
Yeah, see, people are like, no, the new car smell makes me sick. Like, people hate the new car smell. And I'm like, but I don't know. I don't know how many people hate it. I don't know if it's 50-50 or 60-40, whatever, but I love the new car smell so much.
Same thing in this household. I have a new car. It has a new car smell. I love it. Shannon hates it. I refuse to open the windows because I don't want it to escape. So I'm with you. Good pick.
I am with you on that one. And my last one here. Oh man, this is, dang it. I don't. And see, I hate to have it be this one but I'm gonna do it because it seems like the same thing. But the new shoe smell. I love that too. Like, the new shoe smell is just a smell that you're just never going to get again. Once you put those on, because it's not like the new car smell. You can keep your windows up. Like, you can drive around in your car for a while before the new car smell goes away. Like, keeping the mats in and all that. But once you put your not new foot in a new shoe, it's gone.
It's gone.
Yeah.
And it's just something about that just new shoe smell when they hand it to you at whatever shoe store or something like that. Like, it takes me back because, when you're, because I feel like most of us, we probably buy shoes not at the store. We get them come to our house, but the smell's still there. But it just, that smell when the guy at Foot Locker would just come out, bring you your shoes and just put it there and you just smell. Oh, God. The new shoe smell. Yeah. Last pick.
It's good. It's a good point too. It's rare. It's a rarity. I say this one for last because I knew it was no threat coming off the board for either of you two. But obviously, if you're anybody that knows me well enough, you're going, why the hell hasn't Dan picked this yet? And yes, pumpkin spice, give it to me. And again, this time of year, it's everywhere. It's in every candle. It's in everything. Pumpkin spice, the smell of the season. Let's go. I'm there. I'm there all day with it.
That was a missed opportunity, Dee, for one of us to take it and then trade it after the draft.
Yes.
Ooh,
I didn't
that's
even
true.
think of that.
We should have done it just to do it. Not even to trade it. No, I'm just collecting it.
Right.
I'll give you a coffee and chocolate. Come on.
That's should have seen that coming. The last one I have is something I've been doing a lot of lately, which is smoked meats. The smell of the smoker. And I'll tell you what, when we run the smoker at our house, we'll like set it up. And the other day it was running while we went for a walk. The whole neighborhood smelled like mesquite chili lime chicken. It was unbelievable. So you're welcome to everybody that I live near. What a wonderful smell. That's my number 3.
I had that on the board. You're
It's a
right.
great smell.
It is. It's phenomenal. It's a phenomenal pick.
Yeah, that's a great smell. Meat was on my list, but I felt like going with shoe, but meat was on my list.
So who started there? Didi, you started. Round out your top.
Started.
3.
All right, top 3. The pie smell, the homemade pie smell in your house, new car and new shoes.
Interesting. These are fascinating picks. I love this. I went. I kept it basic with the strongest: coffee, chocolate, pumpkin spice. I mean, put them all together. I'm done.
Yep, and like
That's
fresh UGG boots were number 4, and
right, flannel.
Yeah, that brand new flannel.
Right,
is number 4.
Dan just described every pumpkin patch.
Yeah.
All right, my 3 were the first whiff of the spice cabinet, the first whiff of a pizza place, and then
only first.
Meats. Yeah, only the first. You're gonna have too much of a good thing, so just the first whiff.
Yeah.
Nice job, boys.
Very nice. All right. Before we get into music, guys, the Powerball is $2.3 billion, and we wouldn't be the brunch breakdown if we didn't talk about the one thing that everyone's talking about at any table they are at today or tomorrow or whatever. The Powerball, guys. How would you take your payment? Would you take the 30 installments annually? So once a year for 30 years, you would get $70 million. Okay. Or would you take the lump sum payment of what will be really close to $1 billion, if not exactly $1 billion?
Give me the annuity all day, because I will just do some stupid things with that large amount of money sitting in my bank account. Let's reduce the amount of taxes. Let's be smart about that. Give me the life contract, 30 years. I'll make sure I stick around long enough for that. That's plenty of time for me. So yeah, annuity all day. I guess until a certain age where you go, nope, give it to me now. I don't know what age that is. 45, and you're like, it's gonna be cutting it close. Don't want to be shortchanged. So yeah, annuity, 30-year.
Yeah, I'm all about the Bobby Bonilla situation. So I'm with Dan. I want a little bit in air quotes every year.
Yeah.
It's funny because it's this a huge amount of money, right? But like, I just think about how I feel when I have like more money in my bank account than I'm supposed to have. For whatever reason, I have more money than I'm usually supposed to have in the account. And I just always think about, like, every time I spend something, what that number is. And I'm like, would I do that if I had $1 billion in the bank account? Would it just give me all the anxiety? I would just think that, like, oh God, I went to Wendy's. It's going to be gone. Oh God. Like, I bought this shirt. It's going to be gone. I bought concert tickets. It's going to be gone. And I just keep looking at my bank account, like losing my mind. Just like, oh, thank God. I still got 929 million left. We're good. Like, I just don't know. Yeah. Like, yeah, I don't know. Also, but then on the other hand, it would be fun to try really hard one year to blow $70 million, knowing that on October 1st, you got $70 million coming back.
That's true. Just playing it out normal year. And then that date, you're like, you know what? I got 70 million more coming tomorrow. I can spend 69 million today. So let's do it. Didi, you're not keeping a secret from us, are you, that you're secretly the one California winner of the jackpot?
No, I am not.
There was a delay in the announcement this morning, which stressed everybody out on the East Coast, and ultimately determined that one California winner came away with the magic line of numbers there. So it's not you.
No, it is not me. If
it were
me, if it were me, I'm trying. Like, I guess it's a good question for everyone, for all of us, before we get into music. Who would you tell? Would you tell anyone? Because
no.
I wouldn't tell a soul. I wouldn't stop doing what I'm doing. I would live in the same house. but I would do a lot of things and not tell people, and they might think it's weird. Like, like in how many years would it be? In like 15 years, Chris and Katie are talking about, my God, like Olivia wants to go to Harvard, and then I just cut the check. Like, I would just do very weird things. I would just do things that people would find to be very weird. I'd be like, here you go. It's done.
I like that. I like that idea.
Like,
yeah,
I'm telling a
lawyer and a financial planner. Those are the only people that know. That's it.
Yeah. What would you guys? Would you guys tell? Like, who would you tell?
As few people as possible. Honestly, I would. I'd have to keep working in some capacity. Maybe I'm donating time and volunteering more like that, using my time better. But yeah, I don't want people coming after me. I know how that. You see those stories. Those stories get pretty rough with people, and then they just start giving away money, and it's gone.
Yeah. I'm not. If I had that much money, the last thing I would want would be strangers to know about it. So
yeah,
I would tell close family and friends, and I would pay them to keep it a secret, and we would be all good.
Dude, those people, like the people who just take the picture with the check, it's like, everybody's got cousins. Everybody's got relatives and friends and random people in your life. Like, why do you want them to know that?
Yeah.
Like, no, like I still want to go out to dinner with people and like be like, all right, so you had like, but if you're the Powerball winner, you can't do that. Like, it's automatic, it's yours. So I still want to be normal. Still want to itemize that check. Like, you got drinks, I didn't. So I need you to what's the first thing you would buy?
I would probably just build the sickest home gym that any home has ever had. Like, it would be 10 times better than the Rocks. Like, it would be unbelievable.
That'd be a fun phone call to make.
Yeah.
Contractor, sir, I want a gym better than the Rocks.
Yeah, you know what I would do? I would just buy like a warehouse and make it my own gym. And nobody would ever know what's in that warehouse except for me.
Ooh, I like it.
I think my first thing might have to be a plane, because I'm going to be doing a lot of traveling.
Yeah.
I think that would be it.
That was mine too, sort of. I wouldn't buy a plane. I would buy one of those plane services where I literally just had access to a jet, but it wasn't mine. I just could call a number and be like, hey, have my jet at the Van Nuys airport waiting for me. I'll be there in 5 minutes. Where are we going? You choose.
I'll let you know when we get there.
Just let me know.
Yeah, just fill it up.
All right.
Be ready.
All right, well, let's get into music, what we're listening to. Chris, what are you listening to, man?
Yeah, so there's this dude on TikTok that I've seen like a million times, and I've never actually listened to his music until recently. His name's Connor Price. He's a rapper, and he had this very funny video with like 2 versions of himself doing a press conference talking about the song that he just released. And one of the people is like this dude playing a recorder, and everybody's like, yo, you mean that stupid instrument that like everybody learned how to play in 4th grade? And then he gets like offended by that and then plays the song. The song actually has a recorder in it, and it sounds like dope as hell. So I want to put it on the playlist this week, because it's like the coolest thing. He just did that. He took an instrument that literally everybody knows how to play, but nobody thought to put it in a song, and it sounds great.
I love it. That's fun. I'm very excited to hear it. You said recorder. Yeah. Now I have to hear this song. Dan, what up?
First one up for me, Griffin and Matt Mason. You probably recognize the name Griffin, EDM artist. And Matt Mason he's been on the kind of alternative music scene for a couple of years now. And kind of has like a little bit of a grungier type of voice, kind of. And they teamed up for some reason or another, and it didn't make any sense to me, but the song's called Lose Your Love, and it's just really good. It's really catchy. Definitely in the Griffin wheelhouse with the kind of EDM style, and Matt Mason's voice works really well with it. So Lose Your Love, Griffin and Matt Mason.
All right. If you are looking for some fire kids music to listen to, Dan, I know you're in the market for that. Gracie's Corner is this popular YouTube channel, and this song is called The Phonics Song. It went viral from this teacher dancing to it in her class, and this song is fire. Goes to the ABCs in the best way possible. Gracie's Corner, Phonics Song. You're welcome.
I'm gonna need that because we do a lot of ABCs over here.
Telling you. Oh, trust me. Oh, you will. This is, yeah. Get ready.
Okay, my second one is from a band that we talk about semi-frequently on this podcast, Goalkeeper. They are a band that Dan and I played with in the past, pop punk trio, really cool guys, really good music. They put out their first full-length album a couple weeks ago, first one in over 4 years, I think. So it's called I Wish I Met You Sooner. I honestly, they pre-released a few tracks. I don't remember which ones I've put on the playlist already, so I'll pick a new one and put it on there. But I like supporting these guys because they're good dudes and they make good music.
True. Very good dudes. Yeah, I'm glad to see them keep working hard. Those guys are great. Next one up for me is from Ash, ASHE. You might remember the name. Moral of the story, Until Forever Falls Apart, were pretty popular within the past year or so. Her new album came out a couple weeks ago called Ray. And I'm going to put on the song OMW, which is On My Way. It's kind of like a funky, jammy vibe, a little different from what you expect from her. Feels like it could have been like a big song from someone like Billy Joel or something like that. Kind of has this thematic feel to it. I can't put my finger on it, but it's really, really good, really catchy. So OMW from Ash.
Nice. Well, Drake and 21 Savage put out an album called Her Loss. It's okay, and I really like it's okay. It's fine.
That's accurate.
But Rich Flex, which is the first song on the album, just jams, and I love that song. So Rich Flex, check it out.
Nice. My last one is a strange name. This band is from Munich, and their name is Captain Asshole. Okay. They are, with that name, very much fitting into a style of music you would probably expect. They are a grungier type of almost like skater punk. They put out a new album called Successfully Not Giving Up. And I'm going to put the song Dave Lazuski on the playlist. Lots of weird for you boys.
Captain Asshole. I'm a fan. I'm a fan already.
Yeah. Wow. Is there a V in there somewhere? I hope that's up my alley.
Is one of the S's like a dollar sign or something?
Last one for me is from my girl Sigrid. She put out a song last week called Everyone Says They're Fine, and the song is more than fine. It's phenomenal, and I'm excited for more new Sigrid music. She's fantastic. If you don't know her by now, check out some of her old stuff. This new stuff is great. Sigrid, Everyone Says They're Fine.
My girl Fig put out an album called Bud, and the first song on the album is called 4-Star Rated, and it is super, super good. And I love this whole, it's 8 songs, so album, EP, whatever. She calls it an album. I'm like, I don't know, it ends in like 25 minutes. So you be the judge on that. Anyways, it's super good, but 4-Star Rated. Check it out. And that is what we are listening to, boys. Well, guys, we've come to the end of the brunch breakdown. Any final thoughts?
I feel like I learned more about you guys by learning about your smells.
I feel like I learned more about you guys too.
This was eye-opening episode here today. It was good to have all you boys at the table, and let's go. Sloppy Joe Nation, get out there, get on board with me.
Jesus.
Let's go.
It's the brunch breakdown. We're out.